Hey guys, we're going to look at how to do graphs of functions and use the graphing calculator features. So for exercise 1, you'll kind of remember this from the last assignment. Find the value of each. Really all I want you to do with these two right here is I want you to go through the graph, go to that x value. So like go to 4 on the x-axis, go on this line, and then say what the value is when you go either up or down. So like for the first one, if you go to 4, you go 1 up, that means the answer for f of 4 is going to be 1, because that's the output value. And then kind of opposite that, for part B, if you have -2 as an answer, then we're looking for all the points that give us -2 as an answer. So in this case, if I go down to -2 here, I end up with 2 answers of points that would equal -2 out. Now for the third part, minimum and maximum values, well, this graph right here is going to have a minimum value, and that minimum value happens at -3. So when you have f of 2, you get a minimum, in this case, of -3. So max and min are some words that you see on the regions from time to time. Now going on to some of the questions that I'm going to have you work on, and I'll help you with. If you go to the bottom of this page, we're going to look at 3 graphs. So they give us a function rule. So what you'll need to do first is take your calculator, turn it on, and then you're going to go to the y equals in the top left corner. And you're going to type in the expression 2x plus 3. And on the table, they're looking for answers for -3 to 3. So I'm going to hit, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the mode button. I'm going to change the functions on the calculator to g-t or graph-table. Then I'll go second graph. And again, I'm looking for -3 to 3. So in this case, when I have -3, I get -3 out. And then with -2, because they want me to write these as coordinates, I get -1. Now you can use the calculator to help you graph that. So you see that I'm on -3 right here because the black box is on that. And then down here you'll see a little x, which represents where the point is. So if I go left 3, down 3, I'm going to put that point in the correct spot. And you want to keep doing that and writing the coordinates in. So I want you to fill in all your coordinates from -1 to 3. Fill in those other ones. And then you can use the calculator by moving up and down to figure out where those points are going to end up. So I got -2, -1. The next one is -1, 1, which is left 1, up 1. It's above that y or x-axis. And then 0, 3, and so on. So I want you to finish all the points from -3 to 3 and make sure the points are in the right spot, and then you go ahead after that and you can draw the line in. So that's the first one that we're looking at. Now if you go to the back of this page, you'll see another graph. We have the function f, which is just x squared. So for this one, you're going to hit the y equals button, hit clear, then you're going to hit the x button, and then the squared button is located down here. And then same thing, we're going to do -3 to 3 again. So if you hit second in graph, you can pull up the table. And it says right the coordinate, it says x and y, so I'm going to do that. We got -3, 9, -2, 4. So make sure you write your coordinates in, and then you can go ahead and again look for that x on the screen, and you can put those points in the correct spot. So -3, 9 is left 3, up 9, which would be here. -2, 4, left 2, up 4. And then you can kind of keep going from there as you do each one. And again, if you're really struggling with how to graph points, use this feature on the table. Move the cursor up and down, and that x will take you from one point to the next. So again, finish that graph on your own. Now I'm going to move on to the last one, which is exercise number 4. And this one's a little different because this is called a piecewise function. There we go. So we got a piecewise function in this case. So you'll see two parts to this. There's two equations. These two right here, the 2x plus 6 and the 6 minus x, go in where y equals is. So those get typed in. And then this one says, for the inequality, x is less than 0. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to type in just the top part, the 2x plus 6. And I'll hit second and graph. Now, I'm going to see a full graph, but I'm only going to do numbers that are less than 0. Because that's all it's asking for. So out of this table, the only numbers less than 0 would be -1, -2, and -3. So I'm only going to use those 3 points for this one. So I'm going to write those ones in. I got -3, 0, -2, 2, and -1, 4. Now that means for the other graph, 6 minus x, this one right here, that means I'm going to have to use the points that are greater than or equal to 0. So then I'm going to take my calculator, type in the second equation, 6 minus x, hit second and graph, and I'm only going to do from 0, 6 to 3, 3. So I'll do those ones in a different color. So like in this case, I'm going to write the ones in blue that I did in blue and blue on the graph. So I got -3, 0, -2, 2, -1, 4. So that's the first part of my graph. And then from there, because I stop at 0, we have 0, 6, which is part of our other graph. And then the points kind of, I'll put this one, actually this one should be in red. And then from here down, 1, 5, 2, 4, and 3, 3. Okay. So because I'm going to do, in this case, I have to do everything less than 0, I will draw this line out. And I'll draw this one out as well. Move this over on the other side. Now if it was a range of values, then I wouldn't necessarily need to do all the points, but in this case it says greater than 0, so all the arrows going off in each direction. But we may come across some later that don't. Okay. So as you're working on the questions on the second page, when you're looking at those graphs, if you do see one of those piecewise function questions, like on exercise 4, I'm pulling it up on the paper now, just make sure you use the correct table values. And if you need help, want me to check it, please make sure you ask for help, because it would be horrible if you got it wrong the first time and had to redo it. So I hope that helped, and good luck with your assignment.